Hi, it's Henrik from Sonata. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our new album and things that comes to mind when I check the track list from the latest record. The first song on the album is The Wolves Die Young, which we chose to be the first single and first video as well. I think this is maybe one of the more typical Sonata songs, if you will, on the album. Catchy, not too long, some solo noodling in there, and I think it's a really easily approachable song, and it's definitely something that we're going to play, I think, probably on every show on this tour.
Wolves Die Young. This song has one of my favorite chorus of Sonata ever. I really enjoy this song.
The first track, the Wolves Die Young, I think it was one of the first songs we started rehearse for this album, and it already sounded that this one will be a first single release. There's a cool start with guitar intro, and after that there's also bass solo before the first verse. Chorus is really catchy and melodic. I like this song.
Wolves Die Young, the single song. It's of course really catchy song, and we have a cool unisono with Henrik, yeah, it's a hit with modulations and stuff like that. So
I didn't really know what this song would be like. It had found it some kind of demo form early on, and it didn't change all that much during the rehearsals. I think it was pretty obvious the first time we played it through that unless there's going to be something even more striking, that this song, Wolves Die Young, would be the single, the first single and first video we make for this album, and so it came to be, and it's kind of painting the picture of what we try to do here, paving the road.
The second track, Running Lights, started off as being or it was planned that it would have been the Japanese bonus track. So I think maybe when we worked on it, we were working a little bit with a looser attitude and not stressing it so much, and probably because of that the song turned out really well. I think it's the song of the album that surprised me most, going from demo to final stages. In fact, it was so awesome that we had to put it on the album, and I think it's a nice upbeat thing, and I think this is more a nod towards the start of Sonata Arctica and the start of the style we started to play in. So I think this is something that's going to be really fun to play live as well.
Running Lights. This was supposed to be sort of a bonus song or something like that at first, but then when we started to record, we sort of noticed that this song needs to be on the CD, and like double bass drum, kick drums, really Sonata kind of song.
Well, Running Lights, drum track of this song is kind of my personal tribute to Jörg Michael. Catchy, funny song, old school Sonata.
The second one, Running Lights, it's really cool, fast song with drum fills and drum solos. I made my bass part on the end of that song really much with Tommy's drum part. He's playing lots of drum fills in the slower chorus in the end, and I listened carefully what he played and made the bass part with these drum fills. I think it's really cool.
It seems to happen a lot that I write a song to be a bonus track for Japan or some other place, and it comes out in a way that you really feel that it's supposed to be the first single or something like that. This time around it didn't go that far as it did with I Have a Right, which was a bonus track for Japan originally. But anyway, it's a great second song. First you kick on the power metal thing with Wolves Die Young, and then you add more power and speed, and get a song like Running Lights before doing something a little bit different again. And I think it functions really well. I wrote the lyrics for this song on a train ride to Studio 57, and Lou Reed had died the previous day, or I heard the news of his death, and although he really never had any huge impact on me as a songwriter or musician or anything, I thought it would be cool to kind of pay my respects for him, and I used this tiny reference of his to his work. You'll hear it then. It's a great song.
The third track, Take One Breath, it's a little bit more progressive. I think probably the most progressive kind of thing on this album, even though it's not too long. It has some really interesting piano stuff going on that I actually have to practice, which doesn't happen too often these times. But I really had to work on it to get it going. So it's going to be interesting to see how we can do this live as well. I mean, I think we can make it work, but it's definitely going to require some effort.
Well, Take One Breath. First time when I heard this song, I thought it was too weird for this album. But at the end, it became one of my favorite songs.
Take One Breath is more of I would say newer sonata kind of song. It has 7-string guitar, which I like, and it's pretty heavy song, and at the same time sort of beautiful.
Take One Breath it's one of my favorite when we also played them in rehearsals. Cool time signature on the verse, and when it starts it goes really heavy, and there's somehow Steve Vai-like guitars on the heavy part, and when it goes to some kind of chorus, if it's chorus, there is a really opens the song and goes back to the original feeling, and there's also cool harp part on that song.
Take One Breath. It's one of the more artsy and deeper songs, really heavy in some places and really fragile in other. It's a story about transhumanism in a way that how pretty obviously our evolution is too slow for us humans to survive if we want to survive the planet and live a million years and outlive our sun and find a new home. We need to better ourselves with our inventions. We slowly adapt more and more of these man-made parts into ourselves, and I don't think any of us would deny our children of better life and being more healthy and powerful if it was possible somehow. So that song it's science.
The fourth track, Cloud Factory, was chosen as a second single, and we really took our time to find out which would be the best song for the second single, and it was a really difficult task, and so we ended up with this choice. Hopefully it works out, I don't know, but I think so. And in this song also Elias wrote a unisono that was a bit tricky to play on the keyboards, but I managed to figure that out. But I think it's a fun song, and the melody is really annoying. In fact, it's so annoying that I asked only that we should maybe make this the second single, so this melody can annoy somebody else for a change, because even since I first heard the first demo of these songs like a long time ago, every now and then, this melody just keeps on popping up in my head, and it's annoying. So I hope that I can share this pain with somebody else as well.
Cloud Factory. I heard the demo from this song like many years ago, and I've always liked this song. It's really catchy. Like it a lot.
Cloud Factory is really melodic song, and has of course the catchiness and unisono with Henrik. It's nice.
Cloud Factory, I think it's the most basic song on the album. When you hear that first melody on the intro, I think you know that this is Sonata Arctica. Really nice song.
Cloud Factory, this is, I think, the oldest song on the album. I already played the demo for the guys while we were rehearsing Stone's Core Name album. In these 2 years that we had between the albums, I wrote, I think, 2 different new versions of the song, because I loved it already then a lot. I knew it's a great song, but I tried making it even bigger with different kind of arrangements and everything. But what you get here on Pariah's Child, that Cloud Factory, it's pretty darn close to that original demo that I made. So going back to the roots in that sense as well, and abandoning the grandiose art thing that sometimes overtakes me, and it will later on this album as well.
The fifth track, Blood, is a more heavy track, I think, or one of the 2 really heavy tracks on the album. Tony managed to make a really interesting keyboard intro for it. It also, I think, I really like how we managed to put the nuances into this song, that when it's heavy, and then it becomes more mellow in between, and it's really I think it's a well balanced track with ups and downs. So I'm not sure if we're gonna play this one live, but it's an interesting piece of music.
Blood. I really like the atmosphere of the song. It's kind of dark, but still it's really cool song.
Blood. That was kind of the latest songs we rehearsed. It quite opened for me really well just in the studio when we have been playing all the layers. It turned really a strong song for the album. There's also a cool fretless bass part after the solo part. Elias has really cool guitar parts also on that song. So every song is my favorite when I go through the list.
Blood is, I think, one of my favorite songs on the CD. It sort of grows towards the end, and it's huge.
Blood, one of the newer songs. I had some of the themes that you find from the album. I think it has like 3 different chorus things that might have alone served as a chorus, but I wanted to kind of apply them all in and make this somehow special, the whole song. Lyrically, it's a story about fear, how we humans fear, and we can only function through denial. We would paralyze and we would not be able to do anything unless we denied all the ways that we can die, for example, every day. That kind of thought. It's a wolf song again. You're gonna love it.